Hey guys, Hunter here. So, I had the pleasure of going to VGC Regionals in Anaheim last week. It was an amazing experience. I went with Nick, who was in the last vlog, if you remember him. Rick was supposed to go. He was actually supposed to drive us, but he ended up not going for whatever reason. So I drove, Nick and I, and we showed up early. We showed up really early. Really early. Like, I woke up at 5... No, I woke up at 4:30, we ended up leaving at 5. He actually wanted to leave at 4:30, which was not going to happen. But we got some breakfast and we went straight there. The reason why we left early was so that way we would get play mats for entering. Because the first, I think, 150 people who signed up for the event got play mats for entering. I wasn't sure that if I was going to get one because I was VGC, but he was there for TCG, so he was definitely going to get one. Except he didn't register online, so he ended up not getting one, and apparently I got one for entering, so that was pretty cool, I guess. I did read pre-registration there. So the thing is that I didn't realize that VGC was the next day. It was on Sunday, where TCG was on Saturday. So I ended up, I figured, okay, I'll enter in some 8-man tournaments and the Premier Challenge that day to maybe even hopefully get Nick a play mat, just for winning, and just give it to him. I ended up not doing that. I played in some 8-man tournaments, and then I entered the Premier Challenge. The TCG stuff was already done by that point, but I actually had Nick stay because I topped. So I went into top 8, and I'd lost the first round. I actually lost in the first round to someone who I played in the preliminaries, TJ, I think. TJ Mack, his name was. I ended up playing him in the preliminaries, and I won. And he actually told me, he shook my hand and told me, hey, I hope I see you in the Top Cut. And lo and behold, we both go into Top Cut. And first match in Top Cut, I face him. It was fantastic. We ended up going into game 3. He ended up winning that. I think we both had one Pokemon left too. I don't remember what it was though. I don't remember the exact matchup, but we both had one Pokemon left. And he ended up winning by just barely the skin of his teeth. And it was just a really close game, and I don't feel bad that I lost. He deserves it. He definitely deserves it. So I ended up topping 8 in the Top Cut at the Premier Challenge. And it was funny that day because we couldn't really leave to go get food because I was trying to sign up for the Premier Challenge and entering into 8-man tournaments. So we were both doing things, and our lunch breaks happened at separate times. So my lunch break wasn't his lunch break. So we couldn't really get food, so we ordered pizza from Pizza Hut, actually. I tweeted about it, actually, if you remember. It was a little bit of a hassle getting it because they bounced us back and forth between 3 different Pizza Huts to try to see who would actually deliver. And it ended up being the first Pizza Hut that I called, who did end up actually delivering to the Expo Center in Anaheim. So that was that. We ordered pizza. It was fantastic. It was a very delicious pizza too. And we went on the rest of the day. Day 2, I ended up going by myself. Nick didn't wake up. I texted him, I called him, he didn't wake up in time. So I left just myself at 5:30, maybe 6. Got there before the event, so I entered in some 8-man tournaments. Didn't place in any of them, unfortunately, so I didn't end up getting Nick the mat. But I did play in the actual tournament. So I played in the regional tournament. It was fantastic. I think I went 2-4, although I could have been wrong. When I got my second loss, I went 4-2. 4 wins, 2 losses. When I got my second loss, I got really disheartened, and I probably shouldn't have, but I dropped. I dropped from the tournament because there were still like 2 or 3 rounds left, and I figured that I wasn't going to top. I was going to be the unlucky one who ended up losing the next few rounds and not topping, which I really shouldn't have done. I know I shouldn't have, and the people in the super effective Slack community, there was one guy who told me, just as an athlete, because he's an athlete, never drop. And some people were saying, like, even if I end up not topping, just the mental strain of you quit really takes a toll on you in, like, a competitive, strategy-based game. And yeah, I'm really disappointed that I didn't stick through. And like an hour after I dropped, I was thinking, should I have stayed? And that's when I messaged on the Slack community, should I have stayed? And I should have, and I asked a few of my friends, I asked Twitter, but I did drop. I dropped like 2 or 3 games before the top cut. But I did end up entering in the Premier Challenge because I figured if I'm going to receive any championship points, it'll be in the Premier Challenge. Because everybody who enters in the Premier Challenge gets championship points. So I entered in that. I don't remember what I got. I did not top. I did not go into top cut. But I got championship points. I think it only went like 5 rounds too. There was more people in the Premier Challenge that day than there were like the day before. So it was weird that it only went like 5 rounds. But it went 5 rounds because I guess they were trying to get us out of there early. Top Cut played their stuff. I actually left. I didn't watch. I went to join an 8-man tournament, where I won the 8-man tournament. Got a Greninja playmat. It's very beautiful. So I got my Luxray mat from entering in the tournament and the Greninja playmat for winning in the 8-man tournament. So I figured, I really like Greninja, like you saw that competitive bio of Greninja, I'm gonna keep the Greninja playmat. And I'm gonna give Nick the Luxray mat, which I haven't done yet, but I am gonna give it to him. It's video evidence here. I texted him that I was gonna give it to him too. So that's that. I got 2 playmats for the tournament, I guess. I bought some things. I bought like a little Venusaur toy thing. I really like Venusaur. Like, if you remember, I ran Venusaur in the Lancaster regionals. So that's that. I stayed and watched the end of the top cut. I saw Aaron Zhang win. That was a really cool battle. The end of the battle, when that one guy swaggered his own Pokemon. I forget what exactly it was. He swaggered his own Pokemon so that way he could try to like have enough power to kill Aaron Zhang's last Pokemon, but it didn't work, and Aaron Zhang ended up winning. I think that was really cool. That was really gutsy move of him, but it obviously didn't pay off, and I'm glad that Aaron Zhang won. I met Aaron Zhang, that was really cool. I met a lot of people. I met a lot of really cool people. Like, throughout the days, like, I think I met maybe 15 or 20 people that I talked to regularly. Like, just throughout the day, like, I asked them, like, hey, how did your games go? How did your last game go? Do you see any chance of you topping? Just talking about, like, teams, team strategies, like, and even, like, just not Pokemon stuff, just life stuff. It was just really cool, fun tournament. One girl, I tried to get her mat off of her, because she didn't play in the TCG, so I tried to get her mat off of her. She said that she was going to hold on to it and maybe sell it to me, but I ended up getting my own mat. Like, I ended up winning the mat, so, sorry. She ended up saying that she'll give it to me for 20 bucks, but, I ended up not taking it. We talked about, like, how well we both did. She was really disappointed that I dropped. Everyone was, especially since I had topped the day before. Everyone had, like, really high hopes for me, especially with my really unconventional team, which, actually, I should talk about. Okay, so I had a Kangaskhan with 252 attack, 92 HP, 82 in defense and 84 in special defense. The moves were Double Edge, Sucker Punch, Power Up Punch, and Fake Out. It was a scrappy, so I could fake out ghost types and just not Mega Evolve first turn. And then I had Xerneas, which it's a little bit of an unconventional Xerneas. I had 252 in HP, 228 in attack, and 30 in special attack. I know that seems really, really weird, and it is. I didn't have anything in speed, which was kind of my downfall in the mirror match, but I think that's okay. The 252 HP made it bulkier, and it lived pretty much everything else. I just needed to take care of other Xerneases in the mirror match earlier on in the game, which I did. So the reason why I had higher attack than special attack was because I could Geomancy, double my attack stat, and I actually ran Mega Horn on it for my physical move, which is really weird. A lot of people don't run physical moves on Xerneas, but with pretty decent base attack stat, Xerneas is an alright physical attacker. And Mega Horn pretty much demolished any of the Cresselias who really weren't expecting it. So it's unconventional, and the reason why I ran 0 speed, or actually don't remember what speed it was exactly, but I didn't put anything into speed is because the Xerneas that I caught in the game had really low speed IVs. So I decided to go for a bulkier build instead. I also ran a Lucario, which was my second Mega. 4 in HP, 252 in attack, and 252 in speed. The attacks were Aura Sphere, Iron Tail, Bullet Punch, and Protect. So a lot of the times I would Mega Evolve Protect with, so I would lead Landorus and Lucario. Mega Evolve Protect with Lucario, and Landorus was free to Earthquake. And the real reason why I ran Lucario was because it would take out most Xerneases. Bullet Punch wouldn't one-hit a lot of the Xerneases, but the Iron Tail definitely would, especially after it Mega Evolved. And the Bullet Punch was there as a priority move, which is really fantastic, and it did pretty decent damage against Xerneas anyways. And Aura Sphere actually knocked out a lot of Kangaskhan's first turn, which was really, really, really fantastic to get rid of that Kangaskhan, that huge attacker, first turn. That was really great, and I'm glad that I took the risk of bringing Lucario, because I figured that Lucario, it's a glass cannon, right? It doesn't have the best defensive stats, but it ended up staying on the field a lot longer than I expected. In a lot of games, it was actually the only Pokemon that stayed on the field, because I just kept it on the field, I didn't switch, because I figured that they were just going to knock it out, which they didn't. Lucario always hit faster and first, and I really liked Lucario in this regionals. It really, really helped against the Xerneases, against the Kangaskhan's, against other things too. It was just a fantastic choice. I probably would have chosen a different move instead of Iron Tail, because of that accuracy drop on Iron Tail. It actually ended up not killing a lot of Xerneas' first turn, because it would miss. And that was really stupid of me. I don't know if there was another move that I could have chosen instead. I could have just stuck with Bullet Punch and then maybe gone like just another coverage move or something. I don't know if there's another Steel type move that I could have chosen. But yeah, I really don't think that I should have chosen Iron Tail. For the times that it did connect and it did knock out the Xerneases, that was huge and fantastic. But yeah, I probably should have chosen something else. I talked about the Landorus. I did bring a Landorus, holding Assault Vest. I had 248 into HP, 252 attack, and 8 into special defense. The moves were Earthquake, Rock Slide, Knockoff, and Explosion. Landorus as a lead, I really, really like, not just because of Intimidate either, but because I would normally lead with Landorus and Lucario, or Landorus and Palkia, both of which have Protect, so it can get the Earthquake off. And with all the steel types that we're seeing nowadays, like Aegislash, like Ferrothorn, the Earthquake first turn to knock out their leads, which Ferrothorn was usually a lead, was fantastic. And also having the knockoff, I actually managed to get a knockoff on a couple of Xerneases and lock them into their Geomancy, which would free up the Lucario to bullet punch it twice, so I wouldn't have to rely on the Iron Tail accuracy. I mentioned Palkia. I did bring a Palkia with 252 in special attack, 4 in special defense, and 252 into speed, with moves Spatial Rend, Hydro Pump, Earth Power, and Protect. Earth Power was fantastic. Because I didn't bring a Primal into regionals, having the answer to weather without having control of weather, like I could have brought Golduck, I could have brought, I was experimenting with Licky Licky, for example, but I didn't. Having the answers to weather in Earth Power, which would 2-hit a lot of Groudons, was fantastic. Oh, and actually I didn't go over the Xerneas' moves. That reminds me. Moonblast, Megahorn, Thunder, and Geomancy. So the Thunder would 1-hit a lot of Kyogres. Sometimes it wouldn't 1-hit if they went for a defensive build. I would have to 2-hit it or something, but yeah. So I had answers to weather either way, in Palkia and in Xerneas, and I would just choose what I would bring accordingly. Palkia, Protect on Palkia I actually really like because with the 4 times resistance to fire against Groudon, that was really fantastic. So people would double target Palkia to get rid of it immediately. So having the Protect and leading with Landorus, sorry, I almost forgot the name. So that way Landorus was free to Earthquake or whatever else was really fantastic. Or Explosion Protect, which is something that I ended up doing pretty often. And the last Pokemon that I brought was Talonflame. Talonflame was a hard choice for me. I wasn't sure if I should bring Talonflame or a Golduck or maybe a Rotom or an Aegislash. I actually wasn't sure what to bring. I ended up bringing Talonflame just because I figured that the Brave Bird would do really well against Primal Groudon, which I know that I was going to be seeing a lot of. So I brought the Talonflame. Brave Bird did usually around a third of Primal Groudon's life. Sometimes a little bit more, maybe sometimes even half. But it wasn't as useful as the Palkia. But having the Earth Power, so having the Brave Bird go first and then the Earth Power afterwards, if I had them both out in the field, would actually kill a lot of Groudons. And I actually ended up pulling that off more than once. I don't remember how often, but I remember I pulled it off more than once. And I would get rid of Primal Groudon's first turn either way. So a lot of people say that Talonflame just isn't the best Pokemon this meta. In 2016, it actually really isn't as good anymore because you're seeing a lot more stronger Pokemon, and Talonflame already doesn't have the best defenses to begin with. So Brave Birding and getting the first turn really doesn't matter because it doesn't do a whole lot of damage, and it ends up dying that turn anyways. I ended up not going for Focus Sash. I was thinking about going for Focus Sash, but the thing is, if I Brave Bird first anyways, I'm going to be losing that HP anyways. So I ended up going with Shark Beak just to boost the attack on the Brave Bird. So yeah, the Talonflame did end up dying first or second turn that it was out a lot. Having the Roost helped sometimes. It turned those 3-hit KOs into 4-hit KOs, but honestly, I think I should have chosen a different Pokemon. So yeah, the move spread on it, I didn't go over that, was Brave Bird, Flare Blitz, Swords Dance, and Roost. I had 6 EVs in HP, 252 in attack, and 252 into speed. All in all, it helped me out more than it died first turn. So again, I really only bring it against the Groudons, against the Groudon matchup, because it did decent damage and Groudon really didn't have much of a way to get rid of it, and I know that it would survive. It would sometimes survive a Moonblast from a Xerneas if the Xerneas wasn't under Geomancy. or no, it wouldn't survive a Moonblast, but it would survive a Dazzling Gleam, I believe. It would survive a Dazzling Gleam because fire resists fairy. So yeah, the event ended up ending at, I believe, around 6. It ended really early, 6 or 7. So I ended up helping some of the staff tear down. So I carried some of the tables, I opened doors, etc. And then I left. Even then, I still left at like 6 or 7. So that was pretty cool. It was just a really fun event. I'm really glad that I went. I was going to record while I was there, but I realized that I forgot to bring my camera, my flip camera. I was going to record with my 3DS when I realized that, and I had recorded an intro, and then I just realized that the quality was really bad, it was really loud, so I don't know if you guys could hear me, so I just figured I'll just do a recap when I get home. And I'm home now, and I'm doing the recap. It was really fun. I'm glad that I went. I'm disappointed that I dropped, but even then, I entered in the Premier Challenge, I won a bunch of championship points from both Premier Challenges, and all in all, oops, my camera stopped recording because I took too long. But anyways, I'm just really glad that I went. I'm glad that I went. I'm glad that I did what I did. I'm glad that I did as well as I did, because going 2 and 4 is impressive in a regional tournament like that. Even though I didn't stick, I'm really glad that I did really well. And topping at the Premier Challenge in that crowd was really great, and I'm really proud of myself there too. All in all, I'm really proud of how well I did, even if I'm disappointed in myself. And that's pretty much it. I don't really think that I have much else to say. Actually I do. I saved all my notes from all my games. I have so many notes. I'll just go ahead, I think, and do a slide? I'll do a slideshow of all the notes that I took at the game, that I took at the tournament. And I'll leave you with that. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.
Alright, hi. I am at Pokémon VGC Anaheim 2016. So, turns out Saturday is for TCG, not VGC. So, looks like I'm driving down to Anaheim twice. Tomorrow too. But there is pre-registration, so I can do that. And there's also a Premier Challenge. So I'm gonna do that. Hopefully that'll be fun. I get championship points for just entering the Premier Challenge, so why not? I'm here anyways. My buddy Nick is playing in TCG, so I'm wishing him the best of luck. I will touch base with you guys later.